we are going straight into it right here. Right into the fist bump, into the loading screen. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. Game 1, losers finals.
All right, no funny business on the part of Yeast. The doctor will not be seeing you today. It is instead straight business. Oh!
I heard a cloud. I didn't know who it was going to be from, but it's from... Now, Zomba notoriously does not like me, Brawler. That is something I didn't really mention in winter semifinals. He does not like this character, understandably so, as that matchup is not really the funnest for R.O.B. So him going a sortie is definitely a good option, but we're going to have to see if this cloud actually works. And so far, putting in a lot of work right now, but it's pretty even as we're seeing so far.
Yeah, traditionally, Cloud does do great against these characters that want to get in and brawl with you due to having a really good disjointed hitbox. But again, he's doing a good job taking advantage of those opportunities where they are able to get in, use that up air into the up B. Yeah, Zomba on the back foot again.
Disjoints aren't going to matter if he could just get in regardless. And we are seeing that in stride with Yeast mode right here.
There you go, off the top rope once again with that suplex.
Yeah, it's such a good move because it conditions you to try to jump away from it, but then that's where all his great moves like his nair and up air come through as well.
There we go. Good catch with the back air from Zomba, trying to keep the pressure on. The up smash will connect. That will put Zomba on the board here and trying to get back into the thick of things here.
As we see here, nice cross slash to catch the grab attempt right there. And we're seeing it's pretty even so far. Nice parry, but no punish on it, unfortunately, right there. And I like how Zomba just throwing a bunch of disjoints. It's definitely what you got to do in the matchup to avoid hits like that from Yeast right there.
There you go. Good catch on the dash attack right there and the down air. Going to buy Zomba a little bit of time here. Still down percentage-wise, but Cloud with limit can very easily make the sub. Ooh, had the right idea with the cross slash, but Yeast going to drop down low to the ledge.
Yeah, he might have been able to try to two-frame there, but just barely enough to get hit with that frupper right there. Nice catch of the air dodge with that F-tilt, though. Trying to catch it with a down air, but unfortunately going to be able to miss right there. And nice fair to counteract that in air right there. Oh, but the up smash. What an anti-air from Yeast right there.
Yeah, good call out right there. And that up smash has been doing him a lot of favors all night tonight. So here we go. These low percent conversions is where Meat Brawler can be very scary.
As you see here, it gets started with an up tilt, gets started with an air. As we see an air into dash attack. Not really getting these killing confirms. Unless that will. No, it won't. Even with the rage right there, not on the platform in order to kill right there.
All right, almost at a full bar of limit, so something to keep in mind here. All right, Zomba gets the KO and has limit to play with here, so gonna have to use this very wisely.
Oh, but almost going deep off there, but not trying to risk it. I respect it because even one mess up, Zomba can take advantage right here, as we see here. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, almost going for the double fair, but nice low recovery on Yeast right there. But now Zomba catching a lot of these options, and Yeast got to be careful if he wants to secure this game right now.
Yeah, again, Zomba doing a good job just punishing these recovery options here with those huge hitboxes of Cloud. He's having a hard time trying to get back down to the ground. Zomba continuing to close the gap here.
Ooh. And what an up air into the frupper to secure game 1 right there. Great stuff from Yeast.
Yeah, excellent work right there. Again, got a little bit of scary there near the ledge, or excuse me, near the end there, as Cloud so good at keeping you trapped in the corner. But Yeast able to get that conversion where it counted the most. Again, we see here, really good position here for Zomba. Able to get the KO and still maintain limit, so giving him an opportunity to kind of close the gap early.
We are going back to the R.O.B in here. Might as well stay comfortable, as some would say.
Yeah, might as well. You know, you tried the counter pick, it didn't quite work out in your favor, so might as well try to ride it out with you know, the horse that got you here and see if anything is different.
Absolutely, but we're gonna have to see if the adaptation from Zomba right here is gonna do anything to secure him this game, let alone this set right now.
Yeah, and so far off to a strong start. Again, you know, both these characters are going to want to capitalize early and often on these attempts where they get past enemy lines.
Oh my god! Straight up down throw frupper on that platform. A very scary combo right there. Being able to secure that early, but the up tilt up air, great response from Zomba right there.
There we go. Gets the side B once again off the top rope. Zomba able to close the gap nicely here. And now once again goes back on offense. He's going to have to get back to safety in some position.
Yep, and I like the damage going on. Definitely staying a lot more grounded as he's definitely going to have to. I like the up tilt to anti-air right there. Catching all his options, but Yeast now with an opportunity of his own, getting him into that ledge trapping position. Oh, almost getting the up tilt, but the wrong way right there. Won't secure him that combo that he needs.
There we go. Air dodges back down to the ground. That F tilt's going to catch. Ooh, okay. Going for the down B to try to mix up his recovery there, and then Zomba there to just greet him with the forward air. The Zomba going to go up 2 stocks to 1 here in a pretty favorable percentage-wise, but any brawler, you cannot be too careful.
Like a fly to a swatter, just swatting with that forward air, and now pinching him with these down tilts right here. Oh, tried to get him with an up air right there, but that nair just has so much hitbox right there. And as we see here is the up air front. Yes, it will. That's what I'm saying. Never get hit with those moves on a platform, or else stuff like that is just gonna happen at such ridiculously early percents, even on a character like R.O.B.
So you're trying to chase with the up air there in the blast zone, but it's gonna come up short. Again, Yeast is going to have to be very, very careful here. Any sort of missed opportunity up close could result in a KO of Zomba.
Oh, is the Zomba going to clutch it out? Yes, it will. We are in a 1-1 scenario right now.
All right, we have gotten to the 4th game here, so Zomba, again, going to Cloud in the first game, trying to see if it worked out, did not. Immediately switches back to R.O.B, and it's a little bit closer here, but, for the most part, it was a pretty comfortable ride here for Zomba.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the Cloud was honestly not doing that bad. He was kind of clutching up at the end, but then he was like, maybe he'll be stuck in his mind on Cloud. So now I could take advantage with the R.O.B, but we're going to have to see how that plays out. Game 3 right here, same stage, PS2.
All right, again, once again, Zomba wasting no time, with the early percent damage here.
Going with the side B, already at a solid 77%. Now trying to get more. As we see here, nice nair out of shield right there. Not being able to confirm that into anything, even though he got the landing one. Let's see if he catches the mash. Yes, he does. But great DI from Yeast right there. Not being able to die from that up air right there. But Zomba now just catching almost every one of his options. But as I say that, the Yeast combo right there with the rage. Killing at 50.
And you see he's kind of smirking in his seat there a little bit. But there we go. The jab block into the EX rotor arms. That's going to clean up that stock there for Zomba. But again, that's something you have to be mindful of. That no percentage lead is safe for you if you're R.O.B.
Yeah, especially since you're just building up the rage for Yeast to able to get these early kills. It shouldn't really shock me as a surprise. Yeast is so good at just clutching out stocks like that just as much as Zomba can.
There's a good neutral air right there, trying to find his way in. Ooh, okay. It's been a while since I've seen a failed laser attempt.
I think I did see that one of the sets, but regardless, nice DI once again from Yeast. DI now that up air, and this could be scary once again. Yes, it kills at around 60 right there. Another Yeast combo right there being able to clutch up, but let's see if he catches the mash right here. Great option out of there. That down B has been doing really well at mashing out, and no resources left for Yeast to take advantage. We got an even game right now.
Yeah, these are just tough breaks here for Yeast when he's able to get a lead. Unfortunately, Zomba's just able to answer back immediately. He's really not able to generate any sort of wiggle room here. But there we go. Gets a nice little exchange here. A quick 60. Zomba immediately firing back.
Yeah, tried to catch the gyro with the nair, but unfortunately not close enough to really catch that right there. As we see here, nice laser into the gyro. The R.O.B classic right here. Okay, gonna be grabbing that. Oh, is that gonna be it? Yes, it is. No kill screen, just straight up.
Yeah, all vibes.
Up you go, fella.
Great stuff there from Yeast. Again, these games have been not won easily. Whenever Yeast is able to generate any sort of lead, Zomba was able to answer the call immediately. They're able to get a break there in the corner. So using the extension with the gyro as well to help. So
yeah, got him at 74 right there in order to clutch out that game 3 right here. But let's see what happens here. Game 4, sticking tried and true with the R.O.B.
I would love to know the percentages of what Zomba's kill percent is off of all 3 of those stocks. It has to be like alarmingly low. That move is just so powerful.
It also just depends on the rage, because you see Zomba is doing a lot of damage,
yeah,
but not getting the proper kills he needs before before Yeezus Me Brawler just clutches out those stocks, as you've been seeing. It's been so early. I think I saw a stock kill like 50 on one. So great stuff from Yeast to taking advantage of the survival, but not going to be able to survive that up smash out of sealed. Great first stock from Zomba right there. Great lead so far.
Yeah, the kind of a rough spot you want to be in if you're Yeast. You know, you want to take advantage of that rage early and to try to kind of pull the wool over Zomba's eyes. But now that stock is fresh, it's going to be a lot harder for him here. Zomba trying to send it to a game 5 as Yeast goes up in the rubber game, but
absolutely. But as we see here, putting him at ledge, but it's not going to really matter as it does right now, though. Putting him right at ledge once again, getting the up tilt, catching the air dodge and getting the frupper right there. Not going to be able to kill, though, as he doesn't have the most rage at this moment, only at 87. As we see here, he's definitely got to secure this stock if he wants any chance of securing this game, let alone the stock, let alone the set right here.
There we go. Good dash attack there as well. Okay, immediately landing with the up B and trying to pull one over on Zomba. Trying to get on the board here, but Zomba already forcing Yeast into triple digits before he's already they've already gotten on the board.
Absolutely, as we see here, we see a lot of good option coverage coming from Zomba right there. Now catching with the down smash, and he is up on a huge lead right now. Yeast has got to do something real quick if he wants any chance of bringing this back. And that missed frupper is not going to be a good start right there.
Yeah, once again, forced back onto the ledge here. Zomba sitting at 151 here, still on his fresh 3 stocks. You know, it's not looking great for Yeast right now. There we go. And Nair's going to get him on the board, but again, not a lot of room to play with. You're going to have to really play this one perfect.
Absolutely, but like I've said before, if any character can rank up the damage and get that kill, Me Brawler certainly can be one of those characters. So we're going to have to see how things play out. Game 4 right here.
There we go. Good neutral air right there. Again, trying to advance onward, but Zomba just in the perfect position. Good up tilt right there.
The up air, does he get DI? Nice DI once again. That's free for free on the DI right there. But regardless, not going to survive that up air right there as we go into game 5 right now.
Yeah, the game 5 coming up here. The first one of the block tonight. So again, good resilience there. It was going to be a hard fought battle. So that is a big water bottle.
That is a big water
bro
bottle.
Is hydrated.
That straw looks kind of like a whistle. Does it not?
No, it does.
But regardless of water, you're going to need all the hydration you're going to get for game 5 right here. Going right back to the tried and true PS2.
Yeah, now these games have been won in the early phases here. I feel like, you know, for either player. So let's see if Zomba can once again close out the stocks without leaving too much rage on the table, or if he's can take advantage of those high, those high percentage windows where they're able to get those up B KOs.
Nice suplex right there, getting into the up tilt right there. Getting into a little damage right there. All right, nice up tilt to counteract that dash attack right there. Up tilt just covering all these options right now.
There we go, just trying to take advantage of the big lead here. Again, great opportunity here for Yeast.
Catching the air dodge with that up air to frupper right there. Great first stock on Yeast right here.
There you go. Zomba now on the back foot here. And again, so with a pretty sizable percentage lead here for Yeast. Again, a lot of these games have been Yeast taking the KOs with rage and then immediately losing the stock afterwards. Now has a little bit of, extra credit to work with.
Absolutely, but as we see here, getting the throw right here. Does he get the mash check? No, he doesn't. That down B has been so good. I forgot if that move has invincibility or not, but regardless, has been so good at avoiding all these mix-ups from the down throw, but not enough to escape from that big laser right there. Great stuff from Zomba. Right?
Yep, F-tilt going to force the high recovery, and Laser's going to clean up the stock afterwards. So Zomba able to even the playing field.
As we see here, both are playing a pretty even battle of control for the stage right now, as Zomba comfortable in that corner and now comfortable going up to him with these down tilts right here.
There you go. Good neutral air from Zomba to combat the neutral air of Yeast. And now Zomba has retaken the lead here. Yeast having a hard time getting any sort of offense. But again, once again, leaning on that down B to get out of that berry scenario.
As we see here, many times before, he does have enough rage for a solid confirm right here. Will that do it? Yes, it does.
Yeah,
that rage has really been clutching him up this whole set right here. So he will definitely take that any day of the week. But as we see here, almost catching him with that up air right there, but not being able to get enough as it's close to the ground. We got a suplex right there, a solid 22 so far. But what's next for these competitors? And up air is what's next into the blast zone. And it is last stock for potentially both players right here.
Tough spot to be in if you're Yeast right there, forcing to roll off to the side of the platform. Now in a last stock scenario here, you have to be very careful when you go for these up Bs because Zomba's going to be right there to not let these punishes go by the wayside.
As we see here. Oh, we got the up air not being able to go on the platform right there. And that might cost him right there if he's not careful. Trying to go for an up tilt right here to secure this game right now. But Zomba with the down tilt right here, right into the back throw for positioning. Oh, almost got him with the Zombair, but the last thing there, barely being able to beat that out right there. Oh! And what a trail of down tilts into the gyro right there. Right into that up smash for game 5 right there. Great stuff from both players, but overall, Zomba will take it into grand finals.
Yeah, that was a hard-fought set on both sides there. It looked like there was maybe an instance there where Yeast wanted to like Z grab, Z land on the gyro there to utilize it, but might have just missed there, and then that kind of set them up for disaster as we take a look at the highlights from the set here. Again, a hard-fought set on both sides, and again, the name of the game here was Rage. Yeast was able to take a great advantage of those opportunities where Zomba was letting him live to these high percentages and then able to take advantage of with that up B.
Yeah, and as we see here, as close fought as it was, it's a great set from both, regardless. Zomba taking out on top. As we see here, the option coverage right there on that game 3 right there. How does it all end here? Let's find out as we see here. Getting the up tilt right there. Nice. Arrow catch right there. And yeah, the kill at 74 right there, game 3, clutching it out for Yeast.
Yeah, you saw Yeast saw great success being able to utilize that gyro in those extensions, where he was able to. And that's kind of the makings of what you have to do against R.O.B. You have to be very comfortable playing with tangible items. And I think that you can kind of tell who's comfortable playing against R.O.B. And who isn't by how willing they are to use the gyro to their own advantage. And they're going to take a look here in this game 4 against Zomba against the wall here. But honestly, like the percentages being as high as they are did not paint a great story there for Yeast. It was kind of all Zomba all the time in this game.
Yeah, that game was definitely very Zomba favored, definitely what we're more used to. But then game 5 came through, and that's where all the marbles were on the line right there. As we see, it was a very back and forth set as we see right here. Misinput with the up smash, but regardless, catching him with that up air and that air dodge, that was a great start for Yeast right there. But great stuff for Zomba for evening it up into his favor right there. But as we see there, almost getting with that confirmed. Yeah, but regardless, it is inevitable. Caught him.
Yep.
Right there.
Gets it right there. And there we go. We're going to see this last stock scenario here. You see the backer almost coming through here. And again, you see Yeast opting to not engage with the gyro there, opting to try to air dodge past what Zomba's throwing out.
I'm hearing a lot of interesting characters right now.
There's a lot going on down there. But again, a well-fought game there from Yeast. Definitely nothing to be scoffed at there. Getting a set win over Zomba. Now Zomba losing the first and second place in the tournament, nothing to be disappointed about.
Yeah,